Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Hi-Fi, the show where I embarrass myself for your entertainment. You know, I think it's about time I take a break from these delightful family films and let's actually talk about movies I really want to talk about. Get the fuck out of here. Alright, I got this. Good, we got... Let's talk about one of my biggest guilty pleasures, the Friday the 13th franchise. Friday the 13th is a low-budget horror series from 1980. The franchise started off as a simple concept that helped the term slasher genre film become a household name. While Halloween could arguably be the one kick-started the formula, this was the one that led the tropes to come out on our teenage audience. You know, the ones where kids go out into the woods and do some immoral things like sex, drugs, and drinking. But one by one, they get murdered by a mass serial killer. It's to this very day what slasher movies still rely on, until being parodied in Scream. The film is directed by Sean S. Cunningham, and he had no idea the popularity of the movie it would become to be. And despite the fact that the film received negative press, it made close to $40 million on a $500,000 budget, almost instantly greenlighting more films to come. Hell, the following year it had its first sequel. This also began the big boom of the slasher genre in the 80s, with lots of rip-off films such as Sleepaway Camp, Maniac, My Bloody Valentine, and Cutting Class, just to name a few. Even after Scream parodied it, there were still some more knockoffs like Valentine, Final Destination, Faculty, and yes, even Scream fell down that dark path. For me, Friday the 13th is a franchise I love to hate. Objectively, I will completely admit that these movies are total garbage. But for some reason, I enjoy having fun and just sitting down and laughing at them. Yes, they become very repetitive as they keep going along with their sequels, but they also become kind of progressively funnier as they go along as well, which bumps up their entertainment value. And yes, I do plan on reviewing every single Friday the 13th film, including the 2009 remake. It's officially summer, so let's kick it off by taking a trip to Camp Crystal Lake. This is Friday the 13th. We open the movie to counselors singing by the fire, and two of them stare at each other so hard they end up bonking in the hottest place since my kitchen, an old decrepit barn. Nothing says I love you like an ass covered in splinters, but it seems someone wants to join in on the fun.
We weren't doing anything, we were just messing up.
Hey, just because he was trying to stab her with his meat knife doesn't mean that he wanted to be stabbed by this person's. Now he's pregnant with tetanus. Watch out for the camera! That camera is really expensive, dude.
Hi, girl. Excuse me. Hi, boy.
Excuse me, did you just assume my gender?
Hey, you speak English? How far is it to Camp Crystal Lake?
Hat ihr schnauzt sich seit Ewigkeiten bei mir durch und Sie wollen ihn nicht wieder einstellen, den zu...
That far, huh?
This is Annie. She is on her way to Camp Crystal Lake, which when spoken, the town react like saying Voldemort in Harry Potter.
Going to Camp Blood, ain't you?
God damn it, Ralph, get out of here. Go on, get. Leave people alone.
Oh, Ralph, you crazy little scamp. Get your crazy ass out of here.
They see me rolling, they hating, patrolling.
So the truck driver warns Annie about Camp Crystal Lake and how it's cursed. She doesn't listen or care about the spooky stories. Hey, turn around, you're going the wrong way. Forget it, she'll end up there in no time. Some dead meat arrive to Camp Crystal Lake, and the first thing these characters interact with is a lanky, shirtless man with a porno stash chopping wood. They probably think they got sucked into some snuff film rather than being camp counselors. And yes, that is indeed Kevin Bacon in one of his earliest performances in his career. And who knew he would go on to become the best breakfast food? Yeah, I'm sure that nail is in there nice and secure. Oh, that shit's so fucking loose.
Come on. Give me another chance. Stay a week. Help get the place ready. By Friday, if you're not happy, Put you on the bus myself.
Come on, instead of a bus ride, how about a mustache ride?
All right.
Ta-da!
Are you crazy?
I would probably be a little bit more upset about my almost accidental death. Annie is picked up by a passerby, but looks like they aren't going to Crystal Lake, but instead to the pearly gates. Spoilers, the murderer is the cameraman Barry Abrams. It's so nice to watch an analogy of what the MPAA will do to this series. Seems our killer won the Super Bowl with a ring like that. Well, we can all conclude that it wasn't OJ. So then Ned pretends to drown. Great, now Jason's triggered.
Snake, answer me! Snake! Snake!
Oh shit.
Yeah, oh shit. This is 2017. According to the movie, it's present day. Oh boy, and it looks like racism is still a problem. Also, apparently everyone looks like they're also stuck in the 80s for some reason.
Looking for somebody.
Now who's that?
Guy named Ralph. Town crazy.
Well, there's no crazy people around here, right?
Can somebody put Ned in a cage before he gets everybody arrested? Whoops. That's embarrassing. Pretend I left looking cool. Let's see what Alice has on the menu for today. Oh boy, I love nut jobs for dinner. Ralph warns him that they are doomed. Then he fucks off to take a dump in the woods or whatever weird shit he does for fun.
I think we just met Ralph.
God, what's next?
Lots of dead teenagers. Oh, spoilers.
They see me rolling, they hating, patrolling and trying to catch me riding dirty, trying to catch me riding dirty, trying to
Ned sees someone go into the cabin and follows in. Meanwhile, Kevin Bacon and Marcy are having a romantic conversation.
I've had this dream about 5 or 6 times where I'm in a thunderstorm, and it's raining really hard. I try to block out the sound with my hands, only it doesn't work. It just keeps getting louder and louder. And then the rain turns to blood.
Hey, this is no dream. Come on, we're gonna get soaked.
Well, Marcy will be in a little bit. Oh no, Bill's turning into John Mayer. Quick, John, do what you must! Thank you.
I know what we can do. We're going to play Monopoly.
I hate Monopoly.
Same.
Not the way I play it, you don't.
What?
We're going to play strip Monopoly.
Same. Poor Ned. Couldn't handle hearing the sound of fornication that he killed himself. Rough. Looks like the killer went to med school and wanted to try and perform their first tracheotomy. Unfortunately, this person didn't do well, as you can see. I'd give them an F2. Word on the street is Marcy's face is the best place to hold axes. Brenda leaves to go close the window in her cabin she thinks was left open. Or go brush her teeth, I guess. Didn't know showers came equipped with floating hands to help open the curtain. That's convenient. Brenda gets cozy and tries to read when she is rudely interrupted by the sounds of a small child. Damn it, kid. Can't you see I'm trying to enjoy this new book called 50 Shades of Grey? I'm almost at the part where Anastasia gets the anal beads. Aw, come on. We couldn't even get to see it. This isn't even the worst one that gets butchered by the MPAA. Get used to that down the line. So Alice and Bill go out to find Brenda. Luckily for the killer, he's getting a buy one get one free deal at this point. Oh my god, Brenda turned into an axe! Alice and Bill have no luck finding any of their friends and try to contact the police. Unfortunately, the phone line has been cut, so there is no way for them to get into contact. Pornstache makes it back to the camp, but is blinded by the light of the Lord. I'm just kidding. That's what he's about to see once he's murdered. Bill leaves to go get killed. Fix the generator, leaving Alice all alone. Bill secretly was the Wicked Witch of the West and was melted by the storm. Joke's on me. I guess he was just hanging around.
That's not funny!
Alice locks herself up in the cabin and hopes to survive for the rest of the movie.
What am I gonna do?
Brenda, you could have just knocked before body slamming yourself into the window. Alice sees Steve's car, but apparently Steve had a sex change and turned himself into Betsy Palmer?
Just this place and the storm. That's why you're upset.
No, they're all dead. They're all dead.
All my friends are dead. All my friends are dead.
Mrs. Voorhees sees the body of Brenda and gives off a very convincing performance that would have fooled me. Just kidding, it's so fucking obvious it hurts.
Steve should never have opened this place again. There's been too much trouble here.
Mrs. Voorhees begins to talk about a boy named Jason who drowned in Camp Crystal Lake because the camp counselors weren't paying attention.
Jason was my son, and today is his birthday.
Mrs. Voorhees goes off the rails and tries to kill Alice. Really? That didn't even look like it hurt, let alone incapacitate her to that degree. Good thing that limp body was able to fall at the exact time as that jump scare music. But seriously, how did 60-year-old Betsy Palmer pull up that kind of setup? Alice gets a gun, but luckily this doesn't turn into Resident Evil. Although maybe a zombie is all Alice needed to distract Mrs. Voorhees. Or I guess punching a 60-year-old woman in the face works, I guess. After a big chase scene, Alice and Mrs. Voorhees duke it out at the lake. Hell yeah! What a badass scene. And so our movie ends, where Alice sails out to the lake peacefully. Sequel bait! And that was Friday the 13th. You know, after going back and rewatching it, it was a lot of fun. Sure, it's cliche by today's standard, but there is still a pretty decent movie here. And honestly, this is the most competent one in all of the Friday the 13th films. It's goofy and stupid, but hey, it's a lot of fun. Besides, even after all these teenagers and people being murdered, at least this movie didn't kill Jimmy Olsen. Ah, shit!